Shalom. Give me 1 minute. 1 minute. All right. So everybody uh, come in. So make sure everybody is uh, sharing like in the class. And leave a comment on the class, and hopefully my mic says I'm good. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Just give me 1 second. That I just told myself to do. Share this class. All right. There. All right. So let's go ahead and slide. All right. So, Drew. All right. So go ahead and get started. So as y'all see, done away with. And, and so I know that might seem all right, there we go. Okay. They're looking back now. All right. So uh yeah, so the title of today's class is the law done away with. And that's very important question, right? Why is that question important? Question important for a few for a number of reasons, because saying the law, the most I said the law, we should keep the law perpetual in our generation. So we have to first recognize that so these laws wasn't given to us without a reason. And then, but also let's see what the most I said about him giving us these laws. This our captivity will have you believing that that you can go and do whatever it is that that you want. There's no consequences for your actions, and that's just not true. You know what I'm saying? It's not true at all. There's a, there's a consequence to everything that you do. And not keeping the law, there's consequence for that. You know what I'm saying? We signed a deal. We signed a deal, a contract in blood with the Most High. And just like He upheld His end of the bargain, we are expected to uphold our end of the bargain as well. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Most High, that's what He expects out of us. That's what you expect out of anybody that you make a contract with, that you should uphold your end of that contract. I said, no matter what, right? So, but our people have not upheld the end of the contract, and so because of that, we're punished. You know what I'm saying? By not upholding the end of the contract, we've sinned against the Most High. What is sin? Exactly. Let's just break out what is sin before we start anything else. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna break out what sin is. We're gonna talk about sin. We're gonna talk about what it is. We're gonna see what the Bible says about it. Not what pastors at church, because you actually pastor at church with sin is they give you some vague statement, that don't make any sense whatsoever. All right, this is the book of First John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. All right, so that's sin in a nutshell. Sin is transgression of the law. When you read the Bible, anybody that's ever sinned in the Bible has broken the law. You know what I'm saying? Don't you even never notice you just using context clues in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's sinned against the Most High have done so by breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? The law that the Most High gave us, they broke. You know what I'm saying? And so because they committed these sins, that's how people have gone into, captivity, you know, several times over. You know what I'm saying? But we also know that's soon, that's why we're in captivity now, because of us not upholding the law. You know what I mean? Us not, we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing at all. And I said we just sinned and going against our God. We pretty much spat in His face. And that's to make a long story short. You know what I mean? To simplify, so we spat in our God's face, and that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to honor our God, you know what I'm saying, and do what He said. He's our Father at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's lifted us up, you know what I'm saying, from out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Without the Most High, you be nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's, how do I want to word it? Is damn near a blessing to be born an Israelite. Because God could have put you in any other race of people on the earth, but you won the genetic lottery, so to speak. You won the race lottery by being the Israelite, and being the chosen of the Most High. But being chosen does not come without its consequences, right? Be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Because there is consequences. There are good consequences, there are bad consequences. So it all depends on which route you want to take, which route you're trying to take with the Most High. So you want the good stuff to come out of it? You want the good reward, or you want the bad reward? You know what I'm saying? Whichever one you tend to do is what He'll give you. But our Father, you know what I'm saying, will forgive you. You got to repent. What's repentance? You got to turn completely away from the things that you were doing. Right? Let's see. Why is it important for us to obey the Most High, right? There's a reason why it is crucial we obey the Most High. Mostly because He said so. Let's break it down like this. Mostly because the Most High said obey Him. So you should obey the Most High. And let's see, what do we get by obeying the Most High? It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. I'm sure you heard this one a lot. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. Listen, man, that's the blessings that we get, by by keeping our end of the bargain, keeping our end of the contract with the Most High. We get set up above all these nations, man, above everybody that's on earth. That's this. And you hear that, you would think that sounds a bit racist. It's part of it because it is. The Most High says he's gonna do that for the people. And you ain't gotta accept. You ain't gotta take it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. I don't want to say like we're gonna force you to do something that you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you want what they call immortality, right? But our person, because our person is very, he's not a spiritual person. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want your name to be in the book of life, don't do what the Most High does. But if you want your name in the book of life, you want when Christ come down, you know, and you're among the ones that get taken up, then you have to obey, man. Because then the promise is to be on high above all nations on the face of the earth. Listen, we all fight for quote unquote equality, but the truth of the matter is that there's no such thing as equality. Somebody's going to be on top. Somebody's going to rule. There is a hierarchy to things in life. You know what I'm saying? And people say, "Oh, we're all humans. We're all humans." What does that mean at the end of the day? What exactly does that mean? We're all humans. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't tell you what that means exactly. That means what? I said we're all humans, but had that stopped our oppressors from enslaving us, from unaliving us in the streets? Has that helped us at all? Has that stopped us? Has that stopped them from redlining and doing every underhanded tactic there is on the face of this earth? But we're all humans, though. That's what somebody says to lull you into a sense of to a story looking for trying to lull you to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put you. They're trying to lower your defenses. You know what I mean? They're trying to put you in a state of, man, words escaping my mouth right now. But our president does not want to live side by side, kumbaya, hand in hand with you. You know what I'm saying? And even if you do live hand in hand with them, Bible says, they just journey hand in hand, the wicked shall be judged. You know what I'm saying? You can get that real quick. All right, so we're gonna go to the book of Proverbs. Uh, book of Proverbs, chapter 11. It's way fast. Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked should not be unpunished. All right, that's what you gotta understand. The Just because you join hand in hand with these people, and these people have lulled you into a false sense of security that that everything is gonna be the same because what I'm saying we're all human beings. It's false and it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know they're going to pay regardless, and through that, you know what I'm saying, we've through our oppression we've sinned. So we've caused a great amount of sin to the Most High, grievously at that. I'm saying, and how our oppressors done this, how they've been allowed to do this. Go to Jeremiah chapter chapter 2. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 2, verse 8. The priest said not, where is the Lord? In that they handle the law, and they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after the things that do not prosper, that do not profit. That is, ooh, shit, that hurts. That is, sorry. That's what happened. Our pastors has led us astray. Our pastors believe that to tell you that the law is done away with. That we all can come together. That that we're all going to join hand in hand when Christ comes back. That's the false teaching that our pastors have given us. That our bishops and our deacons. What I'm saying, that when they go onto that pulpit, what I mean, they give us nothing but lies. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible said that our oppressors has inherited lies. So if they're inheriting lies, what are you getting from them? I mean, that only makes sense at the end of the day. That if what we're getting, if what they're getting is lies, then what are you getting from them? They also have inherited lies, man. That's just is That just is what it is. So I can put that on vibrate. These people, they've done a number on us. You know what I mean? They made you think that you don't have to obey. And look what you not obeying the law have gotten you. Look what it's gotten us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We got drug infested neighborhoods, living in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Our family is broken. You know what I'm saying? The family home is not what it used to be because you want to chase after what our oppressor has. And a lot of reason you chase after what he has is because of what we went through in slavery. You know what I'm saying? That's what we went through. That's why we are, you know what I'm saying, the way that we are. Like, you feel me? It's not even no fault of our own. There is a fault. There's fault to us because if we have obeyed our God, then we would not be in the situation that we're in right now. So the most I say, I'm saying, obey the laws and live. Don't obey them, then you pass away. So you're unalive. There's so many horrible things in this world. People think that, so a quick death is merciful. You know what I'm saying? A quick death is you can see as being merciful. You know, what I'm saying getting you out, getting you up out of here. Man, he just don't want you here anymore. You know, to die a slow and excruciating death is, you know, what I'm saying that's that's a punishment, man. You know, what I'm saying living with certain diseases is a punishment. You know, what I'm saying you got AIDS. You know, what I'm saying or you got was that thing that came out last year, the year before, the monkeypox. You know what I'm saying? The monkeypox was hitting the the LGBT community hard, especially those the men of those who are doing men on men. You know what I'm saying? Stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those that were doing that, were getting it, the most. Is those people that were reporting these things the most, and you know, to live with that kind of pain, so that is death, man. That is death. That is punishment from the Most High for even entertaining or being part of something so abominable. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, it's a bad thing to be on the bad side of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? You can something you go through, you wonder where the Most High is at, and I say, why is happening to me? No, if God was real, this wouldn't happen. No, that's Christianity tells you that God is all love. That God only loves, that He's not capable of anything else. Not to mention the fact that you're in the same Bible where the Most High have unalived billions of people. You know what I'm saying? He caused the great flood to flood the earth and to unalive a lot of people. Who knows how many were there during that time? But it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has destroyed and unalived on this earth more than the Most High through His orders. You know what I'm saying? That these things happen. And so you don't want to find yourself dealing with those kind of life-threatening uh, diseases. You know what I mean? You don't want to put yourself in that situation. You want to come out of it. You want to come out of the LGBTQ lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? The alternative lifestyles. You want to come out of that. You want to come out of the pimping, the whoring. You want to come out of those things. You know what I'm saying? You want to come out of interracial dating. You know what I'm saying? These things you have to do to get right with the Most High. Now, if you already married the woman, you know what I'm saying? You tell you already married to a to a woman of another nation or a man of another nation. You know what I'm saying? You can't get divorced. You got to stay with that person. But in the meantime, you can still serve the Lord, though. You know, you can still do that. There's nothing stopping you from serving the Lord, serving the Most High. Right. Uh, and let's see what's the alternative, right? What's the alternative, you know what I'm saying, to not following the Most High, right? What will happen to us? Why is it that it is important that we know that the law isn't done away with, that we know the law is still in effect? It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Listen, there's a long list of curses that we go through this Bible. As a matter of fact, today we're going to go through some of why, and just to know to why we know that the law is done away with, because all these things we're going to read represents our people right now. Uh, Going down to verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. The curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Meaning what? You know what I'm saying? No matter where you be at, whether you live in the city, gonna be cursed. When you work in that field, you're gonna be cursed, right? Because we as a so-called black people, we were in that field. You know what I'm saying? We are picking that cotton. We're doing all those things. We're cutting down the sugar cane stocks in Cuba. We were doing those things, man. Now, flip side, you know what I'm saying? Our day brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, were cursed in the city. They were cursed, had the land taken and made put on quote unquote reservations. Our Hispanic brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying, they were, they're cursed in the field right now. So they're the ones like, out there picking all those fruits. But I don't think y'all know how labor intensive it is, to go out there and pick all those fruit, you know what I'm saying? You're covering a couple acres a day, you know what I mean? For little pay. That you only keep yourself that you're sending back to your family, so that way they can eat. It's crazy, man. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep. Listen, man, you're not gonna be able to keep the things that you have worked and tilled for. You know what I mean? The stuff that you live for your land, that you make for your land and for your body, and listen, your flocks, your livestock, all these things will be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? The curse. You know what I'm saying? Don't think of the curses, right, as ultra spookism, right? It's spooky, it's magical. The curses are just punishments, right? It's what you get for not for disobeying the Most High. And these things are not something that's supernatural in the sense where you can't stop these from happening to you. You know what I'm saying? You definitely can if you come back and follow these law, statutes, commandments. We only go through what we go through because the Most High decided to put the belt to our backside. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. And so I'm not gonna read all of them. Just go through some of them. Yeah. Give me a second. See. All right, let's get down to Deuteronomy 28, verse 32. Thy sons and daughters, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. Listen, man. Through slavery, families were separated. Through the quote unquote the church, the schoolhouses. You know what I'm saying, the boarding schools. For their brothers and sisters, but they had their kids taken and changed up. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with our neighbor brothers and sisters. Like, just a movie called, I think it's Killers of the Moonflower. Let me see. It's a good movie. You should definitely look it up. It's showing it's called Killers of the Flower Moon, right? It's a good movie. It's talking about how our neighbor brothers and sisters, how they were forced off their land into a land where our oppressor deemed not worthy, to deem they don't need it. There's nothing here. There's nothing you can get from here. Just for them to strike it big with sitting on a large pocket of oil. And in the movie, right, they're getting this money, but the United States comes in and decides that, hey, you guys don't know how to properly manage this resource. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up stewards over you that's going to keep your money for you. How much you make, and they're going to give your money out to you when you come back ask for it. They have to go over there with an ID number. They have to say to this person and request that money from this person, even though it's on their land. It's land that was given to them, but the American king said, "Hey, you guys can't handle this. You know what I'm saying it's too much for y'all. Y'all not smart enough to handle all these resources, man. But matter of fact, we gonna handle it for you. We're gonna just pay you out." What ends up happening, man? It's like oppressors they start they start to marry the sons and daughters of these people, and then those people, because the only way you can get the money is if you were of that clan that was put on that land, if you were of that tribe that's put on that land. That's the only way you can claim the money, or through marriage. If you married somebody that was in it, that was of that tribe. And so you had brothers and sisters that were being unalive at the married Edomites. At the married Edomites, now something that they're mysteriously unalived. You know what I'm saying? Poisoned, or saying gunned down. Mind you, you know what I'm saying? Just so that way those people can inherit, you know what I'm saying, the can inherit that money. Because they was going to get it any other way. And that's basically the plot of the movie. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely it's worth it to go and watch that movie. But they're cursed, man, and their children was taken away from them, by those people. Flip it, you know what I'm saying? Their children were taken away from them. Sitting right now on the border in cages. I'm saying let's not forget how our family structure home was dismantled during slavery. You know what I'm saying? It's everything we went through, man. You know, so the Bible has spoken on all of it. Right. And why is it so important that we know that the law isn't, done away with? You know what I'm saying? Because that's why the Christians, like I said, like, oh, the law done away with. Oh, we ain't got to follow. That's the Old Testament. We ain't got to do that no more, which is crazy to say. But we're going to see what Christ has to say about that. Because that's what everybody says, that we don't have to follow the law. That's why they think the law is done away with. Because Christ came. Because Christ was nailed to the cross. That now, now we don't have to follow the law no more. That Christ, unaliving his death, is what now gives us gives us grace, and through grace we can sin, even though that's not true. You can't sin just because you have grace, right? The grace period is to get yourself right. I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But I want to read what Christ said in his own words, that that it's not okay to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? To not follow the law. You have to come back to follow the law. You know what I'm saying? Christ didn't do away with the law. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that says differently, you know what I'm saying, that they're lying to you. Right? I'm gonna prove it to you right now. The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Right? That's very, very important what Christ said right there. He said, think not. You don't even, there shouldn't be a thought in your head that that's what Christ came to do. Not a thought. It shouldn't be a thought in your head. That's not what Christ came for. That's not what he came to do. He didn't come to, as he said, to destroy the law or the prophets. So everything that's written in the quote unquote Old Testament is still valid. Everything the prophets said, the laws that are written are still valid. I am not come to destroy, right? He didn't come to do away with the law. He didn't come to put an end to it. So if your pastor out there telling you, your deacon, your bishop, or whoever is telling you that, they're saying you should get far away from him. I'll tell you why you should get far away from him. But to fulfill, right? Christ just came here to fulfill, and he show you how to live the law. You know what I'm saying? That's how to live through the. Give us the spirit of the laws, what Christ came to do. You know what I'm saying? And to not only that, but to bring us back. You know what I'm saying? To the Most High. He's that moderator. You know what I'm saying? He's that one that comes in between, that's going to moderate for us on our behalf to the Most High. For verily, verse 18, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law to all be fulfilled. Hey, listen, man. Listen. Earth and heaven is still here. So that means not one jot or tittle has passed from the law. So the question asked for the class, is the law done away with? The answer is it's a clear no. If you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, you have to obey the laws of the Most High. So that is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to obey. All right. Verse 19. It's important. That's why I said, like, somebody's telling you to break some. Anybody saying that these laws are done away with, they don't have your best interests at heart. They really don't. I'm saying they want to see you fall. They're not your quote unquote brother. Everybody, you don't call everybody your brother these days. Not everybody is your brother. All right. Especially they tell you to go against go against the laws of the Most High. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, right? You break what you would consider the smallest commandment, and shall teach men so. So if you out there and you eat pork, right? But then you turn around, you say, "Hey, yeah, it's okay. You can eat pork." You say, "Hey, you can eat pork. It's okay." You're also eating pork. You've taught this man a bad thing. I'm saying you have taught them to disobey what you would consider the least of the law. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. Listen, you be called the least in the kingdom of heaven, man. The least in the kingdom, which means what? That there is a hierarchy in heaven. It's not the heaven that you die and that you go to. No. The heaven is right here on earth. That's where the heaven is going to be played out at. So as it says, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In the Lord's Prayer, you know what I'm saying? As above, so below, right? So the kingdom of heaven will be right here on earth, and you will be the least in that kingdom. So we think that everything's going to be, they're all going to be the same. Everybody's going to be the same level of power or same level of prosperity in the kingdom of heaven. That's just isn't true. It's not backed up by scripture either. There will be those who will be lower than others in the kingdom of heaven. As I said earlier, there is no such thing as equality. Somebody has to be at the top. Somebody has to be at the bottom. There will be somebody that's going to rule, whether you like it or not. Saying, keep going. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same should be called great in the kingdom of heaven. So if you keep the law and you're teaching others to keep the law, you'll be great in the kingdom of heaven. All right, you're going to be great in that time. You'll be great. What's great? You won't live like how we live now. I'm saying you'll be the one that people will want to be around, work around. No, I want to work for him. I want to get like that dude right there. You know what I'm saying? You'll be one wishing probably wishing that your ancestors not have obeyed the laws, because you see how they are. You know what I'm saying? Your name won't be in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? You'll be in the book of death. That's not what you want. You don't want to be there. You want to be in the book of life. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to have that immortality that the Bible speaks of. Now, immortality is as if you never pass away, that you never that your soul never sleeps. It's not that. The immortality is that your name shall ring true. Not saying true, but your name will live on. Past you. I'm saying Christ is immortal. Why? Because his name, reputation has lived on well past him not being no longer on this earth. I'm saying you can have good immortality, you can have bad immortality. There's those that are remembered, for the evil that they've done. There's those that are remembered for the good that they've done. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Abraham is immortal. Abraham's been dead, has been dead for what, 4,000 plus years? We're still talking about that man today. His name has carried on. Israel's name has carried on, and his descendant has carried on through that. That's immortality. That's what you want. You want your name to be remembered in a good light. In our churches, what I'm saying, they've done the exact opposite for us. Then they've made it so that we don't have the blessings of our Most High, that we've gone astray from Him, that we don't follow the laws. And obedience is the number one thing for the Most High. I'm saying, over everything else, I'm saying the Most High, I'm saying, wants you to be obedient to Him, as any father would want his children to be obedient to them. I'm saying the same thing I want my kids to listen and do what I tell them. Same thing the Most High looks out from me as well, that I obey and listen and do what He says. You know that for all His children. All you of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what He wants. He wants you to be obedient, to listen to Him. Why does He want you to listen to Him? So that way you would be protected on this earth, right? I'm saying the Father can only do so much for you, but if you go outside, His rules, then you have to face what comes with that. A lot of times, I've heard the expression, if you're not going to listen to me in my house, then the streets will teach you. We've been in the streets for a long time. The street has taught us that this place is wicked and it's evil and it's painful and it's hurtful. And that here there is no rest. But come back to the Most High. Come back to your Father. You know what I'm saying? Live the life that He said that you should live. Follow His laws. Follow His rules, man, that He put down. That you can find rest. So you can find ease. You can find your quote unquote happiness or whatever you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying every day gonna be easy. It's gonna be better than what it is right now. Better than how you have it right now. Doesn't mean it's not gonna struggle no more. No. But when you're doing what your Father says, he'll be more inclined, you know what I'm saying, to protect you. Because the Most High never puts you into anything that you can't get out of. You know what I'm saying? You're never put in a situation where you can't, where there's no exit for you. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, do not make haste in times of trouble. But our people, when trouble came, we made haste. We acted irrationally. We jumped the gun. You can't do that. You can't jump the gun. You got to be on it. You got to sit back, take a deep breath, you know what I'm saying? A couple deep breaths, you know what I'm saying? Cool down and really think about it. That's what you have to do. That's the way that you make it up out of here. That's the way that you keep the Most High on your side. You feel like you're overwhelmed, you're overstressed. You know what I'm saying? You call a brother, you know what I'm saying, to help you out, to talk to you, because there's, as you say in the school, right? Brotherhood is a weapon. And saying seek counsel, man, for your troubles and for your ills. Don't think that the counsel is a bad thing. Get into this word, man. Get into this Bible. You know what I'm saying? This Bible is going to help you. You know what I'm saying? The Most High will be there. You know what I'm saying? Get into this Bible, you know what I'm saying, being around your brothers, calling them, you know what I'm saying, to help you out. It's you know what I'm saying, it's going to save your life at the end of the day. That's what the laws are for, to save your life. The laws are to protect you. People say that, oh no, they just want to rule the people. The laws are made to rule over people. Rules are put in place for a reason. If you think that, I think people forget because of our quote unquote high intellect. You know what I'm saying, that people don't act on their base natures sometimes. That people ain't been known to essay a woman. You know what I'm saying, to to not lie to somebody for no reason. You know what I'm saying, it's listen. People have times acted on their base animalistic natures. These laws are put in place that way that you will continue to be a brother and a sister to your people. That you should treat your people with kindness and respect. You know what I'm saying? That so I mean, man, it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's to keep us together as a people, to not harm and hurt one another. The Bible isn't here to make your life harder. It's not. You know what I'm saying? First John, that's English First John, which says no, the laws are not grievous. They're not. Okay, let's get that. We'll get a couple more. We'll get that last scripture that we'll be out of here. Before I get to that, right? Let me bring this up real quick. You saying anybody tell you that they know God, that they got a relationship with God, so don't even say anything like that. For you should never say anything like that. It's the book of First John, chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know Him if we keep His commandments. You know, if you know the Most High, especially know the Most High, that they keep the commandments, man. They are in obedience to the Most High. Verse 4. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him. Anybody that doesn't keep the commandments and tell you that they don't keep the commandments and they're not doing it, there's no truth in that person whatsoever. All right? That person has no truth in them at all. Let me say. Look at First John chapter 5 and verse 3. Look look at First John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. It's the that's how you know you love the Most High, man. That's how Most High knows that you love Him. That you keep His commandments, man. That you know the commandments, they're not hard, they're not grievous. But the says the heart, your mind is wicked above all things. Now, who could know it? You know, the flesh is flesh. You know what I'm saying? It's going to once, whether that's good or bad. You have to, you know, you have to like tie it up. You know what I'm saying? You got to rein it in. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to the Most High. Listen to your brothers. Everything that goes with that. But yeah, that's gonna be class for today, right? The laws are not done away with. You got to keep the laws. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. You got to keep the law. Uh, yeah, so you're going to contact us. It's like Police Officer 50 Razan out here in Phoenix, Arizona. You can contact us and hit us up on our Facebook page, SPK Arizona. You hit us up there. We get in touch with you. You know what I'm saying? hit us up, man. Join this truth, your brothers and sisters, right? Oh, and we'll get y'all the date soon. Soon we'll have a coming up soon is going to be the feast of dedication is going to be soon. Let me see if I can find that real quick. 1 second. See if I can find that. Oh, I got it. I got it here. The feast of dedication coming up soon. It's right there too. Right. So yeah, we've got the feast dedication coming up soon. That's going to start. So it's December 14th. So that's going to be soon. That's people call uh, Hanukkah or Hakanuk or the Hanukkah, Hakana. You know, what I'm saying in the Hebrew, Hakana, Hakana in Hebrew. To make sure I say it right. Right. So it's going to be 8 days. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be Sunday. You know what I'm saying? The 14th of December, 2025. So that's coming up, man. You got a little bit of time. That's gonna be the next feast day. That's coming up. That's more of a memorial service than a feast day. But until again, let's say we'll be back next Wednesday with class again. Let's say with that, shalom.